Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my daily video blog. We are on day 13 of the blog, and it is my 57th day of social distancing. That's enough days to try a different Heinz variety every day. Oh dear, now I'm feeling like I've squandered my quarantine with nothing more than a little ketchup. Oh well. When I started work on my notes for today, I commented that day 13 sounded ominous. Tiona objected that at 13 years of age, 13 sounds like a perfectly good number. Thanks for watching the blog again today. It's a pretty busy week around here with Council of 12 and World Church Leadership Council meetings going on this week and next, as well as lots of other things. But I'm going to do my very best to keep up with your What Day is Today vlog. We'll keep bringing you the big daily announcement to tell you what day it is. I'll remind you about the Community of Christ Daily Prayer for Peace Country of the Day. I'll share another of Tiona's book recommendations. Finally, every day, I hope to tell you about a daily check-in I will have had with someone from somewhere in the world. Today's Daily Prayer for Peace Country is Ethiopia. And while I have never been to Ethiopia, my family sure enjoys Ethiopian food. Anyone else out there love a shared family platter of vegetarian dishes eaten with your fingers using injera? Oddly enough, our favorite Ethiopian restaurant is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's called Queen of Sheba. We tend to stop in Fort Wayne for the night on the way to and from Ontario. On one holiday trip through there, we found them using Google Map search for food. Actually, vegan food near me. That's a wonderful search string on Google Maps. I think we've eaten there 3 or 4 times now, usually around Christmas time. So when I think of Ethiopia, I tend to think of Christmas. Queen of Sheba is actually just around the corner, we discovered, from our Community of Christ Church in Fort Wayne, which we've only just driven by on our way to the restaurant. And it's just as well that that's not our home congregation, or we'd be tempted to eat at that Ethiopian restaurant far too often. Anyway, every day you're invited to participate wherever you are in the spiritual practice of praying for peace. You may also pray for the Community of Christ Daily Prayer for Peace Country of the Day. Today we'll be praying for Ethiopia and remembering that there's a world out there. Today, Tiona has another book recommendation for us. The book is called The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, published in 2010 by Disney Hyperion Books. I can't believe that we got all the way through day 12 of the blog without Tiona recommending a Rick Riordan book. I'm pretty sure he's Tiona's favorite author. Tiona says that this is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series. There are 5 books in the series, and Rick Riordan writes books, Tiona says, about mythology. This series is about the Greek and Roman variety. Tiona says this book is about Jason, son of Jupiter, Piper, the daughter of Aphrodite, and Leo, the son of Hephaestus. Jason has amnesia, and the trio are traveling across the country from New York to California to free Hera. Rick Riordan is a great storyteller, and Tiona says they especially like the diversity represented in his characters. Leo is Hispanic, and Piper in the story took offense at the camp for demigods being called Camp Half-Blood because she is half Cherokee and has been called Half-Blood in a mean way before. I also like, Tiona says, that Piper is vegetarian. And so right after fighting some cyclopses, Leo cooks the trio some tofu tacos. He's good with fire, you know. He's the son of Hephaestus. Okay, it's time for my daily check-in with someone from somewhere in the world that I serve in my work with Community of Christ. Yesterday, I had a very nice visit with Ellison Beggs. Ellison is the pastor of record, part of the pastoral leadership team of the First People congregation of Community of Christ. Ellison's a great leader. She comes from a background in police work where she served as a police captain, among many other roles in a 37-year career. but her ministry is infused with a wonderful dependence on Spirit to lead. The First People congregation is unlike the majority of our congregations in that we say it's non-geographic. The congregation is made up of circles of people who meet in specific places. So there's the independent circle that usually meets here in our area. But the congregation has members all over. Face-to-face meetings of the whole congregation typically center around 4 congregation retreats held throughout the year. They call them moons. So there's usually a fall moon, a winter moon, and a spring moon that are weekend retreats, and then the summer moon that is usually a week-long family camp or retreat. People come from all over to participate in these moons. Congregation leadership has traditionally met via teleconference, and the congregation also has a history of holding classes via teleconference. So when the pandemic began, First People congregation was uniquely poised to adapt to such circumstances. Leadership met early on and made the decision to stop face-to-face meetings. They've been holding weekly Sunday evening worship services in a combined teleconference and video conference format. Most of the 70 or so participants every week are actually on the phone, with about 10 on video. Call participants have been from California, Pennsylvania, Texas, Oregon, Nebraska, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and folks from Canada as well. Ellison reflected with me yesterday about how reluctant some in the congregation had been back when the church came out with procedures for conducting online communion services. I think it's fair to say that before the pandemic, the First People congregation probably didn't see themselves embracing that soon. But they've now had 2 virtual communion services since social distancing began. Ellison shared that the experiences have been powerful, and that many have expressed their feeling that even though some had their doubts, the Spirit has been present in these experiences. People are inviting family and friends to participate. These experiences have included many people previously unknown to much of the congregation. After the weekly worship time, people stay on the line for sharing time and greetings, and people are slow to disconnect. Ellison was telling me about how several of their participants live alone, and so the opportunity for contact, communication, face-to-face or by telephone, has led to people being pretty emotional in sharing their gratitude for these important times of connection. They've also been getting children and youth involved in doing readings and things in their worship, and they found that it's been easier for the kids to participate because it doesn't feel like they're standing up in front of a big group. Thankfully, Ellison reports that while normal health struggles have continued, so far, precautions taken have prevented the spread of coronavirus in the congregation. Even though people are aware of extended family and friends who do have the virus. Some of you may have gathered around the drum at the First People Eagle Staff ceremony that opens every World Conference. You may have participated in a circle at the Peace Tree on the temple grounds. I am very grateful for all the experiences I've had with the First People congregation. It's one of the most beautifully diverse expressions of the church that I'm associated with. And I've always known their gatherings to be places of grace and tolerance. It was nice to visit with Ellison yesterday. Okay, it's about time for our big daily announcement. I saw someone on Facebook yesterday talking about how they had been frustrated on the weekend as they were trying to connect to the church service that they've been going to online every week. Finally, their husband pointed out that it was Saturday and not Sunday. This is the sort of story that just encourages me to continue, friends. So here we go with another big announcement. Da 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 da. Now in this moment, now in this day, but the question is, what day is today? Wait for it. Today is Tuesday.
Yay, Tuesday!
Yay, Tuesday. I told you yesterday that we'd be starting our Council of 12 meetings yesterday, day 12 of the blog. For the first time, everyone joining via Zoom from their respective homes in their respective time zones. That was supposed to be yesterday. Well, as it happens, late morning yesterday, we had some severe weather roll through the greater Kansas City area. I was left without electricity for about 4 hours. I was ready to join our meetings via telephone, but our Spanish language interpreter also lost power and her internet. Anyway, suffice it to say that reports of our Council of 12 meetings having started yesterday were somewhat exaggerated. We're going to try again today. So prayers are appreciated for our meetings, always. But today, I'm just hoping that we'll be able to get started. Also today, in response to an unprecedented need caused by the COVID-19 emergency, a new global Giving Tuesday Now effort is being launched around the world as many people try to help generate extra support for their favorite cause. And Community of Christ is going to be participating in Giving Tuesday Now today. I'll activate the Give button on this post and put a link to the Community of Christ giving page on the website in the description. Again, friends, I know we're all in different situations right now. If you are able, a number of us are trying to generate a little extra support for this cause that we love so much today. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep you much longer than that. I'm hoping to be back again tomorrow with another What Day Is Today video blog. Again, tomorrow I'll remind you of the Daily Prayer for Peace Country of the Day. Tiona will have another book recommendation. And I'm looking forward to reporting on another check-in with another person to update you on how they're doing. If you'd like to tell us a story of something unexpected that has happened as you've tried to hold meetings or church online these last few weeks, leave us a comment. Don't embarrass anyone. We understand that we're all doing our best with this new way of meeting. But have you had an unexpected glitch that has made things interesting? Has anyone tried to do church one day and had to just give up and try again next time? Tell us a story or two in the comments. I love comments. And friends, again, about today's Giving Tuesday Now opportunity, I've just learned, not long before going live this morning, that a generous donor has pledged a $25,000 matching gift that will match gifts to Community of Christ World Mission Tithes today, without judging anyone's contribution. We each give according to our true capacity, and for some right now, there's just not a lot of extra cash. But for those who are able, part of the way the stories I've been sharing with you are lived out around the world is through what we do via the church budget. And right now, we're going through a very difficult time. Some of that may just be because of congregations being closed and regular giving patterns having been interrupted. If a special opportunity like today helps keep programs going around the world, well, wonderful. Okay, so I'm signing off for now from my home in Independence, Missouri. Please, until tomorrow, remember to breathe.